Hello, this is Tyler with Keystone Farm. I just moved the cows into this paddock. I begin most of my videos like that, but I wasn't going to do a video, but I saw them. This paddock has a lot of good forage. If you go back a couple videos, I have this one on, took a video of this paddock, but I grazed it pretty well, so the regrowth is really good. I'll shoot some of that footage in a little bit, but the first thing they went for is these apples from this tree, even though the paddock has such good forage that I'm sure this is a lot more energy and sugars and all kinds of stuff for them. So that's part of what we're doing, and part of the reason eventually I'll do a video on why the farm is named Keystone Farm. Has to do with the term keystone species, which you can do a little homework and try to figure it out yourself, but I will do a video eventually on that. But yeah, this area was just solid sumac before, but now it's actually getting pretty good. I'm sure I'll mow it at some point, but there's a lot of dandelion and cool season grasses. All these trees here, these smaller ones, they're black locust. This is kind of the end of the tree row. Toward the beginning, I've done some videos. There's a bunch of fruit trees and nut trees, and I grazed them through that area last time, but I excluded them this time. I will be excluding them this time because they graze it pretty heavily and I don't want to kill some of the plants. So this is a little patch that there was a bale here. Must have been a bale that had a lot of foxtail in it. Looks like they came through here. Nice path. Walked right through. So this is basically all foxtail. I'm sure they'll graze it. They grazed it really good last time. It didn't have seed heads. But this probably, after they grazed it, it was fully recovered in less than a week probably. It was optimal conditions. It kept raining, so it wanted to put the seed head on, so it recovered really quickly. I gave them a pretty big paddock, maybe bigger than I normally would. Pretty busy right now at work and with the new milk cows, and we just don't have the fencing set up to make it super efficient, so sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. This is another place. There's a bale. It's basically solid foxtail. Here's some nannyberry. I didn't plant this. This is wild. Nannyberry is the only one I know of in Minnesota. It's like tastes like a tropical fruit. When they're ripe, they get like purplish. Normally they come in bunches, but there's just one there. There's like 3 up there. Normally they're in bigger bunches where you can just grab 10 of them and throw them in your mouth. They have big seeds, so I just kind of chew them around and then spit the seeds out. They taste kind of like banana, pear, apple or something. This is a nice patch of, what's this stuff called? Sometimes I forget what stuff's called. It's a warm season grass. grows in wetter areas. It's probably grown in here because this whole hillside up from that apple tree where the cows are grazing, there's like springs that pop up, but it's usually wet. So yeah, once the cows, they're done in this area and they go up to that field, I'm going to put a permanent high tensile kind of where this line is. Be nice to get more fencing done. Just makes everything more efficient and easier. Yeah, cows stay in better. Here's another little patch of that reed canary, it's called. I don't know if you can catch it on video, but it doesn't show up in like the coloring. Anyways, it's just a wetter area. That's where reed canary grows. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of good forage in this paddock. This was the first apple tree they actually went to. They ate all the apples off the ground over here. This is loaded with apples too. Pond is getting kind of low. This pond doesn't hold water very good. I think there's just so much topsoil that is eroded over the years. It's probably pretty thick topsoil there. I'm sure like once you get down there far enough there's clay, but you know, down to this point it probably seeps through the topsoil. But I think it's still worth it. Put a pond down here. Otherwise, through this valley, water just rushes right down through. That's partly why this is wet when I had the cows near last time, so they pugged it up right here. It'll heal eventually, but this area grows really good forage because it stays pretty wet even when it's dry. That smaller black cow gets anxious when it doesn't see its calf for 20 seconds or something. Yeah, this is what we'd like to see everywhere. Nice, tall, lush blades of grass. Eventually we'll get there. Last time they had access to this low area, it's kind of I was hoping it to be a cattail swamp. There's some cattails in there. They actually ate, there was more. They ate a lot of the cattails. But I didn't want them to muck it up anymore, so I excluded them from that area. Yeah, we didn't, this winter I'll do videos on it, but plan to do the bales a lot closer together. This area the bales were pretty spaced apart, which is fine, but then you get like really good forage, you know, just in a small circle, and then areas where it's not as good, so they end up eating more of those better areas where if the bales are closer, I think they would graze more evenly, because there's a pretty big area right here I don't think got any bales. You can see it's just that smooth brome grass that I don't know, they don't really eat. They would eat if they're hungry enough, but if there's better options, they go for that. So yeah, it's good to provide your animals with diversity of forage and plants, and don't look at brush and trees as you got to cut everyone down. Like all this sumac, I mean, yeah, I'll mow it eventually, but they'll eat a little here and there and self-medicate or whatever. This is kind of the start of the fruit trees. That's a plum tree. You can see an apple, another apple tree over there. I'm gonna not let them eat it this time, like I already said. The hazelnuts and the black currant they really went after, which maybe I'll just transplant the hazelnuts or not worry about it. It's more of a hassle to fence them out. I really like this option, or this idea of this tree spacing, to cast this dapple shade. You know, see the sunlight and the shade intermixed. It's like the best forage in this, you know, whole hillside is right here. I think it just conserves. I think there is something to, I don't know if it can be studied or proven, but filtered sunlight through tree leaves seems to do really well. I mean, full sun is fine if you have optimal soil and are getting enough moisture. It's just fine, but if that's not, I think even if you were, no matter what, I think partial shade is best. But especially if your soils are not optimal and you're not getting adequate moisture. So we try, if there's too many trees, we try to take some out, but not all of them. Cherry tree there. Looks like the cows have got enough apples for one day. I'll probably periodically go shake the apple tree and a whole bunch more will fall. Alright, it's probably good enough for now, 13 minutes.